Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. In the first lecture, we were discussed the what is the motion and what are the different types of the motion, right? And from the first lecture, we know that to understand the motion of the object, we need to require the reference point. The position of the object we can describe with the help of the reference point. So the frame of the reference and the reference point is the most important to understand the motion of the object. The object is at a rest for the one frame of the reference. It will be or it can be a motion in a other frame of the reference at the same time. So dear student, here to understand the motion of the object, we need to select a reference point, and we are selecting a reference point as a three perpendicular axis x, y and z, right? So we understand about the position, path length and the displacement of the object with respect to the reference point. So dear student, in this video we will understand what is the position of the object with respect to the frame of the reference, what is the path length, what is the displacement, this all the physical quantities regarding the motion of the object. So dear student, let us start with the position of the object. The position or the distance of the object from the reference point is known as the position of the object, right? So here first we understand about what do you mean by the path length and what is the displacement and what is the difference between the path length and the displacement with the help of the example. So dear student, first of all, what do you mean by the path length? You were studying in the standard 9 path length, or we can say that the distance traveled by the object. The actual distance traveled by an object in a given time interval is called the path length or a distance, right? So the actual distance, suppose we consider that a object is starting its motion from A and it directly go to the C in this path towards the A to C. So here the distance traveled by the object is equal to AC, right? But instead of this, object is traveled from A to B and then B to C. So the path length or the distance traveled by the object is a AC or AB plus BC, right? So we can say that the path length is the total distance traveled by the object. So dear student, understand about the path length. Path length is equal to the total distance traveled by an object in a given time interval. Here the path length is a scalar quantity. That means to represent the path length or the distance traveled by the object, we require a magnitude only. There is no requirement of the direction to represent the path length of the object. So distance or a path length is a scalar quantity. We require a magnitude only. What is the SI unit of the path length? Yes, SI unit of the path length or a distance is a meter. In general, we use the unit of the distance is a kilometer also, right? So 1 kilometer is equal to how many meter? 1000 meter. So from that, the dimensional formula of the path length is a m0, l1, t0, right? So the dimensional formula of the path length is equal to the dimensional formula of the distance. And dear student, most important point is that the path length is always positive because the distance cannot be a negative. So we can say that the path length is always positive. That point we will discuss later on in the same video, right? So understand what do you mean by the path length and what important points regarding the path length. Now what is the displacement? So what is the displacement? The displacement is the difference between the initial position and the final position is called the displacement. So the displacement is defined as the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position, or we can say that the displacement is the difference between initial position and the final position. So from that, suppose the object is moves from the point A to point B and from point B to point C. So the path length is the total distance AB plus BC, but the displacement is the shortest distance, that is the AC. So here the displacement is the AC. Suppose, dear student, suppose you are moving from home to your school, which is located at a 5 kilometer distance, right? So suppose you are moving from your home to school, so and from school to your home, so the total distance traveled by the you is a 5 kilometer and 5 kilometer, that is a 10 kilometer, but displacement, initial position and the final position is same, so that the displacement is a 0. So the displacement is the in final position minus initial position. So the difference between the initial position and the final position is called the displacement, or we can say that the displacement is the shortest distance between initial position and the final position. Here, dear student, displacement is a vector quantity. To represent the displacement, we require magnitude as well as the direction. So distance with the direction is called the displacement. Here the SI unit and the dimensional formula of the displacement is same as the distance. So SI unit of the displacement is a meter. General unit we use a kilometer also, right? And the dimensional formula is m0, L1, T0. So displacement and path length, the unit and dimensional formula of the displacement and path length is the same, right? But important point is that displacement may be a positive, negative or 0 depending on the initial position and the final position of the object. So displacement may be a positive, negative or 0, right? Whereas if we consider that the previous path length is a total distance traveled by the object and the total distance is always positive. So we can say that the path length is always positive, while the displacement may be a positive, negative or 0 according to the initial, depends on the initial position and the final position. Dear student, if the initial position and the final positions are same at the one point, the displacement will be a 0, right? Now, dear student, let us understand the difference between the path length and the displacement with the help of the one example, right? Consider a car moving in a straight road as shown in the figure below, and car start its motion from the O. So from this point, 0 point, a car starts from the its motion, and the direction we consider direction of the car or the motion of the car we considering on the x-axis, and the starting position of the car we consider as the origin, right? So here the different position of the car is represented by P, Q and R. So the here P, Q and R are the different position of the car at the different time, right? At the some time the car is at a point P. So the point P is the position of the object, or we can say that the position of the car. Point Q is also a position of the car, right, at the different time, right? So here the P, Q and R is are the positions of the car at the different time. So now, dear student, car start its journey from the O and reach to the point P, right? So you can say that the car moves from the O to P. Calculate the path length and the displacement during this journey, right? So the car is moves from the O to P. So total path length is a total distance covered by the car. So here the car starts from the O and reach to the P. The total distance covered by the car is a 360 meter. So we can say that the path length is equal to 360 meter. But displacement, what is the displacement? Displacement is the final position minus initial position, or we can say that the shortest distance between the final position and the initial position. So here the final position of the car is at a P and the initial position of the car is at a O. So final position is at a 360 and initial position is at a 0. So we get the displacement 360 minus 0, we get the displacement positive plus 360 meter. So represent the displacement according to their sign, right? If the displacement is positive, represent the displacement with the plus sign, and if the displacement is negative, represent the displacement with the negative sign. So the displacement is a vector quantity, it has a sign positive or negative. Now in this situation we cannot say that the difference between the path length and the displacement. Here the path length and the displacement are same. But let us consider the another point. When the car start its motion from O, reach to the P and come back to the Q, right? So here the car start its motion from the O, reach to the P at the same time and come back to the Q. Now in this situation, how we can calculate the path length? What is the path length? Path length is the total distance traveled by the object. So here the total distance traveled by the car is a O to P. The car travels a distance of the 360 meter and come back to the Q. The car travels a distance 40 plus 40 plus 40. That means a 120 meter. So it come back to the Q by traveling a distance of the 120 meter. So the total distance traveled by the car is a 360 plus 120. It is a 480 meter, right? So understand how to calculate the path length. So here the total distance is a 360 plus come back to the 120 meter to the point Q. So the total distance is a 360 plus 120 is equal to 480 meter, right? But what is the displacement? Displacement is the final position minus initial position. So dear student, here the initial position is at a O, right? Car start its motion from the O, and the final position car reach to the Q after reach to the P and come back to the Q. So here the initial position is O and the final position is Q. So the displacement is the final position 240 and the initial position is 0. So the displacement is 240 minus 0. We get the displacement positive plus 240 meter. Now we will take the one another example. A car moves from O to P and come back to O. A car moves from O to P, right, and come back to the O, right? What is the path length and the displacement? So path length is the total distance traveled by the car. So here the total distance traveled by the car is a 360 in the forward direction and 360 meter in a backward direction. So the total distance is 360 plus 360, we get a 720 meter. So here the path length is a 720 meter, but the displacement is, so here the initial position and the final position is same, right? Initial position is 0 and final position is also at a 0. So the displacement is a 0 meter. So when the initial position and the final position is same, the displacement will be a 0, right? Understand? Now let us take one another example for the negative displacement, right? A car starts from its motion from O, reach to the point P at the same time and come back to the point R at the different time. So what is the path length? How we can calculate the path length? Path length is the total distance traveled by the object. So here the total distance is the 360 in this direction. It come back to the point O, then again 360 meter, right? And in the backward direction, it travels a 40, 40 and 40, 120 meter. So the total distance traveled by the car is a 360 plus 360 plus 120, it will be a 840 meter, right? So the total distance is a 840 meter. So we can say that the path length is a 840 meter. Now what is the displacement? Displacement is the final position minus initial position. So here the final position is at a minus 120. So minus 120 minus initial position is at a 0. So we get a displacement minus 120. So dear student, from this example we can say that the path length is always positive, whereas the displacement is positive, negative or 0. When the displacement will be a 0, when the initial position and the final position is same, the displacement is 0, right? Now another point is there in the example is that the magnitude of the displacement is always less than or equal to the path length, right? The magnitude of the displacement is always less than or equal to the path length. See here, in the first situation, the path length and the magnitude of the displacement is same. In the second situation, the magnitude of the displacement is less than the path length. Here the magnitude of the displacement is 0, which is less than the path length. And in all the case, the magnitude of the displacement is always less than or equal to the path length, or we can say that the path length is always greater than or equal to the magnitude of the displacement. So dear student, understand what do you mean by the path length and the displacement, and what is the difference between the path length and the displacement, right? So I hope that you understand path length and the displacement and how we can calculate the path length. Path length is the total distance traveled by the object, and displacement is the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position. So now dear student, let us take one another example to understand about how to calculate path length and the displacement in a circular motion. So let us take this example. An object moves along the circular path of a radius r as shown in the figure, right? The object moves along a circular path on the radius r. So radius of the circular path is a r as shown in the figure in the anti-clockwise direction. So object moves from A to B, B to C, C to D and D to A. So in each case calculate the path length and the displacement. So here calculate the path length and the displacement in first from A to B. So when the object moves from the A to B, calculate path length and the displacement. When the object moves from the A to C, so a object moves in a semicircular path from one end to the another end. Calculate the path length and the displacement. And from A to D, so when the object moves from A to D, calculate path length and the displacement. And A to A for a complete revolution. For a complete one revolution from A to A, calculate path length and the displacement. Understand yes, sentence of the example. We need to calculate the path length and the displacement in each of the case. So here first case, when the object moves from A to B, right? What is the path length? Path length is the total distance covered by the object. So the actual distance is this in a curve, right? So how we can calculate the distance from A to B? So if the object moves a complete one revolution, the distance traveled by the object is a circumference of the circle, right? So from that, from A to B, right, if we consider the object moves from A to B, it is a 1/4 part of the circumference. So the total distance traveled by the object is a 1/4 part of the circumference of the circle. So dear student, you know that the formula of the circumference of the circle. What is the formula of the circumference of the circle? Yes, 2 pi r, right? So the path length is equal to 1/4 multiply by 2 pi r. So we get pi r by 2. And displacement. So displacement is the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position. So here the displacement is, how we can calculate the displacement? So here displacement is the shortest distance between A and B. So if we draw a line from the A to B, we get the shortest distance between A and B. So we need to calculate this distance AB. So how we calculate this distance AB? This OA is the radius of the circular path. This one is also a radius of the circular path R. So according to the Pythagoras theorem, we can easily calculate this distance AB, that is the shortest distance between A and B, initial position and final position. So the displacement AB is equal to square root of OA square plus OB square, right? So OA and OB is the radius of the circular path. So we get under root of square root of r square plus r square. So the displacement we get under root of 2r, where r is the radius of the circular path. So understand, dear student, first point, got it or not? So when the object moves from the A to B, path length is the total distance. How we can calculate the total distance? Fourth part of the circumference. So 1 by 4 into circumference of the circle is a 2 pi r. We get the pi r by 2. Displacement is the shortest distance AB. We get a under root of 2r according to the Pythagoras theorem. So in the any position, when the object moves from B to C, the displacement is a root 2r and path length is a pi r by 2. When the object is moves from the C to D, the path length is again pi r by 2 and under root 2r displacement. And the object is moves from A to D, again the displacement is root 2r and the path length is pi r by 2. So in this all the case, in the 1/4 part of the circular path, in all the case the path length is a pi r by 2 and the displacement is a root 2r. Now second case, when the object moves from A to C, right? When the object moves from A to C on a circular path. So object moves from in a semicircular path from one end to the another end. What is the path length? Path length is a half part of the complete circle, half part of the circumference of the circle. So path length is equal to 1 by 2 multiplied by 2 pi r. We get a pi r. Now displacement, what is the shortest distance between A and C? The shortest distance between A and C like this. So it is the radius of the circular path 1 and the radius of the another circular path r. So we get the displacement AC is equal to 2r. So dear student, understand both the case to calculate the path length and the displacement. Now similarly, we continue to the third case. When the object moves from A to D, A to B, B to C and C to D, right? So how much part of the circumference is covered? To calculate the path length, 3 part of the circumference is covered. So the path length here is a 3 by 4 into the circumference of the circle. So path length is equal to 3 pi r by 2, right? So we get a path length, and displacement is the shortest distance between A to D. So we can calculate easily according to the Pythagoras theorem. The displacement AD is equal to under root OA square plus OD square. Here OA and OD both are the radius of the circular path. R square plus R square, we get the root 2r, right? So calculate the path length and the displacement in this way. Now last case, when the object completes the one revolution from A to A. So the total distance covered by the path length is a 2 pi r. So we can say that the path length is a 2 pi r. If there are number of revolutions are completed, we multiply to calculate the path length. If n number of revolutions are completed, the path length is equal to n multiplied by 2 pi r. But displacement is 0. Why the displacement is 0? because the initial position and the final position is same, we can say that the displacement is a 0.